Does your website need more traffic? Well, visit overflowcafe.com today. They make websites popular, and over 41,000 people use their service to gain more customers. They are winning at business. What about you? Visit overflowcafe.com today.
Hi, this is your girl T with Rockafellas Barbershop, located at 1733 Babcock in San Antonio, Texas. Whether you're looking for a haircut, a shave, braids, dreads, weaves, color, we do it all here at Rockafellas. You can hit me up at 210-884-9046. That's for call or text. And on Facebook and Instagram at Takesha Williams. That's TAKESHIA William. And you're listening to us now on I Am Refocused podcast on iHeartradio.
You are listening to I Am Refocused podcast special edition with your host, Samira Reed. This podcast is designed to inspire you to live your purpose and regain your focus. Now, let's tune into today's podcast.
This is I Am Refocused podcast, and today we have an awesome show lined up for y'all. As you know, on Thursdays we're usually at Rockafellas Barbershop. So before we get into it, let me get some shout outs real quick. Top of the list, man, I want to give a big shout out to Rico Rodriguez, the owner of Rockafellas Barbershop, Miss Kim of River City Donuts, Baby McClinton of All Sports Speed and Conditioning. Go to his website, allsportsfitness.net. And also big shout out to D.W. Brooks Funeral Home. And last but not least, we want to give an awesome shout out to overflowcafe.com. Does your business need website traffic? You need to go over to overflowcafe.com. So to today's show, we have an awesome person from New York, and her name is Samira Rodriguez. She is a fashion model, graphic designer. She does a lot, man. So let's just get right into it, man. How you doing, Samira?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing awesome. So you're doing big things in New York, man. Tell us about your background.
I was born in the Bronx, and I was raised in Richfield Park, New Jersey. But I still go to New York a lot, and now I'm moving forward, doing a lot of things over there, and things are just coming together. So, and I'm Dominican too.
That's what's up. So you graduated with Association of Liberal Arts, and you studied graphic design, and you're building your career as an artist and model and graphic designer. Tell us a little bit about that. What inspired you to go into the creative arts?
I started actually painting. I was doing traditional artwork when I was in high school. I was painting, drawing, all of that. And then I started to take some classes in computer arts. And then I became in love with everything about it, the 3D, the graphics, everything. So I started to focus on that. And then it just grew from there. I started to major it in college, and now I'm getting my bachelor's in that. So it started to really become a part of me.
And tell us a little bit about, just where you are, where you're from. How's the scene as far as other fellow artists and just creative thinkers?
Oh my gosh. I feel like my family and my friends are honestly, they're just all artists. My family is very artistic, so I think I got that also from them. My father, he's a pianist. My sister, she paints and draws as well. My brother, he does clarinet. My mom, she draws also. It's just I was just born into it, I guess you could say.
And tell us, who inspired you? Was it a certain style of art, or was it a person in general? Because I know she said your family has a big role in the arts and creatives. Who inspired you?
Definitely my mom. She started having me get into it, and she inspired me because of the way she would draw. When I was a kid, I would start to copy her. And as I ended up growing, I started really moving forward with that. And she was very supportive and everything. She was always trying to get me into that field because I was already in love with it. So she was nurturing me into that. So I looked up to her for that. And I just looked up to her for everything when it came to anything artistic.
And when you started to see your hard work pay off and you started doing events and stuff, tell us about the first time you had your break.
Art-wise, like painting-wise, it was my art exhibit, my solo exhibition at my college at Fairleigh Dickinson. My big break as a model was fashion shows, my first fashion show by Trenton, New Jersey.
And when it comes to your marketing, you're pushing yourself out there, what's some things that you've learned along the way as far as the do's and the don'ts?
Oh, I learned from people that I've worked with. Like when I was modeling, I learned from photographers how to market yourself and everything. And I learned from different models, and they were literally like advising me and mentoring me on how to go about it. So that way I'm capable of doing all of that to build my audience, to build my artistic audience, I guess you could say.
And when you started getting on the runway as a fashion model, what was the first event that you were able to be a part of? And tell us a little bit about that.
My first fashion show was in Howell, New Jersey. It was it was put together by Run This Way. Her name, at Run This Way, that's her IG name, but her actual name is Takara. She has, I still work with her. It was actually a great event, but it wasn't something I was expecting, because I was so nervous and I didn't know how to go about it. So I was literally just asking questions like, how are we going to do this? How do we do that? And I always have to be in the knowing, so that way I don't feel lost. And it was a great experience, though. I really, really loved it. I modeled for a few lines. I got to grow my audience on social media through that way, too. I was connecting, I was networking, and I loved it. And ever since then, I just kept on doing that. Like, I fell in love with working with so many of the models that was there, a lot of the photographers, a lot of the designers. It was really great. Even the DJs, too. It was just awesome.
As a graphic design artist, what's some of the work that you're into as a designer?
Oh, literally everything, just everything. Logos, photo retouching, even magazines, which is one of my favorite things to create. I love doing that. Websites too, invitations, flyers, literally anything you can think of that can be created on the computer, I can do it. Like, it's no problem. And I love that. Like, I love that I can be that free in creating, like having that creative mindset too, because a lot of my clients that I have where I create their logos and things like that, they literally tell me, just be creative, just go for what you want with it. And I just put it all together and they love it. I, of course, do have some clients that, have a certain idea, and I surprise myself because I usually pinpoint it right exactly how they want it. You sometimes even first try. So it amazes me, honestly. So I get excited and happy about that. I love making my people happy.
And speaking of just that whole entrepreneurship field, what's your favorite process? Just, making clients happy, or collaborations, a success? Like, what's your favorite part of the process?
Of collaborating, my favorite process of it is literally just creating it. Just putting it all together. The theme maybe, or it could be the network portion. Literally just everything about it is what gets me so in love with what I do. Just all of it.
And when it comes to your career as, a model, what were some of the reasons of you just saying, I want to do this for a living? You know, this is my passion.
As a model, honestly, it surprised me. Like, I actually didn't think I could model in the beginning. I looked up to people who could, and I was like, I could never do that. Look at them. They're awesome. They're amazing at what they do. I could never do that. And it actually turned out that when I was being an intern at the art factory, I was across from a studio, and they needed me as like a test model. So I tried that, and it was cool, but it wasn't an actual shoot. I didn't feel like I was, you know, model material, but they said I was great. So I was like, okay, cool. And then one of my old friends, he's a photographer, he came and he actually was my first shoot. And I started to fall in love with it because of the feedback I was getting. So I was like, okay, so that's like another, you know, positive thing about, you know, me modeling. So let me try to go for it. Why not? And then it just grew from there. Like once I posted those photos, everybody wanted to like try to, I was like the new face, I guess you could say, because I never modeled at the time. So I started to really love how I was getting the positive feedback, and it was helping me build my my confidence in that. So it was really helping me out on a personal level too. So that just turned out amazing for me. Like I just continued on after that.
And when it comes to, you know, being a model, when you have photo shoots, like, was it a learning curve at first, or was it just something that you studied and you just did it naturally?
It was a huge learning curve because there was a lot of things that I didn't know at the start of modeling. Like I didn't know, I guess, the rules when it comes to modeling, meaning don't go by yourself. I've had a couple bad experiences because I would go to the photo shoots by myself. I wish I was also told to make sure that you do your research on the photographer too, of whoever's hitting you up, you know, look at their page, see if they're legit and things like that. You know, like there's certain rules here and there when it comes to the modeling field. So I wish I knew that from right at the beginning. But because it was a learning curve in that field, I was able to grow and learn and basically have that experience already known. So that way I'm able to help other models who are in the starting too. So I'll be able to like mentor them and help them out because of what I already went through.
Is it true that fashion models do not smile?
Oh, we could smile though. I had some fashion shoots where I was literally told, go ahead and smile. We need some commercial shots, you know? So it would be like a line where it's a fashion line and it would be, they would want something very commercial like, you know? So they would ask me to laugh, to goof around, have fun. And the shots came out great. You don't always have to be extremely serious all the time. You could actually have fun with it if that's what they're going for. What
is your favorite thing when you're doing modeling, you know, as an artist? You know, I'm sure you have a lot of, you know, say in how you want to do certain shoots. What's your favorite thing?
I love shoots when they are artistic, when it has a meaning behind the photo, not just a photo where, oh, look at what I'm wearing, it looks cute, or oh, look at my hair, my makeup, or look at the way my body is, my body looks good. Like, it's not like that for me. I personally see art in photo shoots. So when there's a theme and a meaning behind it, it just means so much more to me when I'm doing that. So I honestly look forward into photo shoots that are on the artistic side, because I myself is an artist, so I look for that in the shoots that I do.
What are some of the goals that you would like to just accomplish in, you know, the next, you know, 6 months?
Goals in the next 6 months? I have a couple projects actually that are coming out. I can't really say exactly for right now what they are, but they are my goals. It's more on how I came about and things like that, but I can't really say much on them until they are released.
Awesome. That's awesome. What advice would you give to just any artists out there, or, female that would like to be in modeling? What's some advice that you would give to them before they just jump into it?
To be yourself, always. No one likes anyone pretending to be someone they're not. Definitely just be yourself and feel comfortable as much as possible. The next big thing is to be careful, to always make sure that you're with someone, or you've done your research. Like, all those things come into play. Like, you have to get those things in line before you put together the photo shoot, because you never know what can happen. You don't want to experience something bad. You want to make sure you get the most out of the photo shoot that you're going to. So you do your research, be yourself, and make sure you always have someone with you.
Early in the show, you mentioned how your mom played an inspiration. What's some of the things that she was into as far as, art design?
She was very into, she was very into art. She started out as an artist. She was drawing, and she had like all these projects back in the day, and she had like so many sketchbooks. I would look through them all the time, and I would get so into that. So I think that's what kind of, also had me be inspired. But she's an artist herself. She is literally the reason why I think I've become the way I am now.
If you're just now tuning in, we are talking to Samira Rodriguez, fashion model from New York. What's some of the things that, do you like sports? I know that's where I'm from. That's
I don't, the only sport I can really, really play very, very well at is volleyball. I'm very competitive and I'm extremely good. And I can say that with full confidence because every time I'm the one serving, our team wins. But volleyball is definitely the sport that I can play no problem. Everything else, I probably need work on.
When it comes to watching sports, what's your favorite sport if you have one?
Watching sports, I actually grew to love watching football. Now, I don't know, like the inside and the details of everything with the teams and things like that. But I do watch football, especially with the family all the time. I think I got into it because of them, to be honest. My family's very into football, so I grew on that.
You touched on, the atmosphere of where you live and the vibe. There's a lot of creativity. If you can work with anybody in the world, who would you want to work with and why?
Elements magazine, if I was able to. I fell in love with their artistic side of their magazine. I would love to be a part of their magazine. But I also would love to work with a photographer that I honestly already work with. His name is Madison. He's a photographer, and I already work with him. He loves artistic photo shoots, so it just works together.
When it comes to you being an entrepreneur, would you say that you would want to have your own business, or do you already have your own business?
I would love to own my own business, but there's so much that I do that it could literally just be all in one. I would love to have just a building of a section where there's for a clothing line and graphic design and maybe a studio there, and definitely a gallery. I'm always telling everyone that one day I'm going to own a gallery and I'm going to put all this artwork up and I'm going to call it Refined Artist Gallery. One day it's going to come together.
You seem to have a lot of clarity in what you do with your life. What words of wisdom do you give to an individual out there who may not have clarity on their purpose?
To literally just go for it. If you have an idea, any idea that you want to go for, just go for it. Just do it. Don't back down for any reason whatsoever. Literally just go all in. Put it all together. Don't have anybody stop you. Don't have anybody tell you you can't do it, or don't have anybody tell you that it's not the right time yet, that you need to wait. Nobody's going to wait. Time is not going to wait for you. Just go ahead and just go all in. Put it all together. Find the people that can support you, or find some mentors, or find someone that you look up to and just have them work with you to bring it all out there. If you want to go for something and you're passionate about that, then go for it. Don't let anybody stop you.
We are talking to Samira Rodriguez, fashion model, artist, graphic designer from New York, just killing it out there. And we want to ask a few more questions before we wrap up the show. When it comes to just your seeing results, you're putting in the work, you're putting in the hours, what is the one thing that keeps you going every single day?
The one thing that keeps me going every day, to be honest, I always end up telling myself that time isn't going to stop for you. That's literally the only thing that goes through my head, that you can't wait. You can't be like, oh, I'm going to do this. I'll do it later. I have time. Or I'll do it tomorrow. I'll have time. And if you keep saying that over and over every single day, you're never going to get where you want to go. So I always tell myself that time is just not going to wait for you. You got to go ahead and just keep going, keep doing it. And just don't stop. Don't let anything stop you. Don't get lazy. Don't even think about anything else you could do instead. Just keep doing what you're doing. I always tell myself that.
Who do you want to give a shout out to?
The shout out to is at Run This Way and at Madison Taylor Photography, because those two, oh my gosh, they're like the best people I've ever worked with, honestly. Like, I love working with them. They literally like support me and they help me out on everything. And they mentor me and all of that. So I look up to them.
That's cool. That's cool. Well, no pressure. We got a lot of countries that listen on iHeartradio. What's something that you would like to say in closing that we haven't touched on?
I just want to say that if you're going to strive for something, just don't have anybody stop you. Literally, just don't have anybody stop you. Just do what you want to do. No one can tell you anything. And have your people close that love you and that support you, because those are the people that will stand by you through thick and thin, through everything that you want to go for.
Well, there y'all have it, man. That is the one and only Samira Rodriguez. And make sure you follow her on social media. Drop your social media and website real quick.
Oh, yeah. My Instagram is at refined.artist. And my website is refinedartist.format.com.
That's awesome. Well, there you guys have it. That is the show for today. Special edition. Because like I always say, we're usually on, seeing Rockafellas Barbershop on Thursdays. We have a special exclusive today for y'all. So make sure you check her out on her social media. And thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
And like we always close, guys, every single week, never stop without closing with these words. Keep God first, stay focused, and peace.